fighting for the so-called greater good are over. This is our chance to control the truth, the concepts of right and wrong for everyone for centuries to come. You're fighting to save an ideal that doesn't exist. Never did. You need to pick a side. Listen to me. The world's coming after you.
His fate is written. Shall we write yours too?
If anything happens to them, there's no place that I won't go to kill you. That is written.
Hello, my name is Michael Morley, and I am here to review Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. The 7th installment in the Mission Impossible franchise, which amazingly each sequel turns out to be better than the last. This one is no different. Starring Tom Cruise playing Ethan Hunt yet again, is in a mission to do with AI, an AI technology that is about to take over. Something that is possibly going to take over in the next few years with us in the real world. It is about a key that holds a possible entrance to something that involves AI. And Ethan Hunt, should he choose to accept it, needs to retrieve this key, which is in 2 separate pieces. He needs to find them, connect them, and then it's up to him what to do next. As you know, this movie is set in 2 parts, so it is not the last part of this story. There is another part that is coming out next year. And I gotta say, man, God, Tom Cruise, man, what are you doing? You know, you're gonna kill yourself one day, brother. You're either gonna stop something. You've already broken your ankle. You've already wrecked your body. You've already nearly killed yourself for the whole entire audience. And yeah, man, he continues to strive at everything. He continues to break barriers. He continues to try and break records. He continues to do something that we've never seen before. And this movie is no exception. I would say, you know, people would ask, you know, what is the best Mission Impossible movie? I still think Fallout is the best. This movie is very, very good. Very good, but I think the pacing isn't as good as Fallout, the last movie that I'd watched. I also think this movie is a bit long. I think it drags on a bit. They could have cut probably 10, 15 minutes. Other than that, there's a lot of story, a lot of conversation, there's a lot more sitting down and talking than I thought that this movie would be. Because obviously, I think this is the part 1 where they're kind of just telling you what this MacGuffin is, what this idol is that they're trying to retrieve. And there's a lot of story about it. And I really think the best part of this movie is the third act. The third act with the train sequence and Tom Cruise doing the historic going off the motorbike, up the mountain, jumping off the mountain, and then going on the train. That is literally probably the best part of this movie. And I was on the edge of my seat around that moment when the train is literally going down the cliff. The bridge has been exploded. Each train carriage is going down, and Tom Cruise and his character named Haley Atwell are literally climbing up each unit of each train, trying to get further to the next part of the train as it's going down the cliff. Man, that was my favorite part of the movie. That was literally the best part of this movie. And you have the characters that are back, like Simon Pegg, Ving Rhames, Rebecca Ferguson. You even have Henry Czerny coming back from the first movie, and he is phenomenal. I love this character. Even though he had a little role in the first one, he was very memorable. That scene where they're at the dinner table and the camera's focusing down on their chins. It's a very engaging scene, and you can tell that they did that yet again in this movie with a particular scene with Henry Czerny. I loved it. it brought back nostalgia. I was like, yeah, what happened to this character? You know, and it's like, yeah, it took about 6 movies for him to come back, but he's back. Each character's great. I mean, they're all phenomenal in their own ways. You got Simon Pegg for comedy, you got Ving Rhames for, you know, the seriousness. You've got Rebecca Ferguson looking sexy and, you know, doing acrobats and all that sort of stuff. And you got Vanessa Kirby, who, you know, the woman in white. She's very engaging. She's a very anti kind of character. You don't know if she's good or bad. She's sort of a mole. Hayley Atwell, she's a new addition to this film, and the chemistry between her and Tom Cruise is just natural. They just click so well together. And yeah, she has a lot of screen time in this movie between her and Tom Cruise. What else can I say? Christopher McQuarrie continues to be able to break new things, new barriers with Tom Cruise in this franchise. It continues to go beyond new stunts that we've never seen before. And I don't think that what we are seeing from this movie, I don't think it's going to be anything like what Part 2 is going to deliver. I think Part 2 is going to be even bigger or even more massive in stunts. And I am very eager to see where it goes. Overall, this has enough of a story for you to accept that this is a part 1. Where it ends, it gives you enough of a hook to get you interested in a part 2. Not, you know, you don't feel cheated. You don't feel like at the end of Fast 10 where you're like, right, so we're going to have to see another Fast and Furious movie. We knew right from the start. They even told us part 1. So there is no lie. There is no cheating. We know what we're going in for. And I really enjoyed this movie. I was that close to giving it a high score, like a 9, but due to the fact that the pacing wasn't the highest, wasn't the best, it kind of dragged on a bit. It took a bit, like there are a few scenes where I felt like you could have cut it out. I'm going to give this movie an 8 out of 10. Still a very good score, a great film, worthy follow-up. Definitely give it a watch. If you love these sort of movies, you love Tom Cruise nearly trying to kill himself for your entertainment, this is the movie for you. Give it a watch.
None of our lives can matter more than this mission.
I don't accept that.